Hey, Mom Nation, it's Katie here with another Live and Learn. And today's amazingly healthy guest, I am so super excited to have on because we are going to talk sickness. We are going to talk flu season and how, as mamas, we can deal with that because we all know mama ain't got time for that. Right, Heather?
No.
Well, welcome to the Elderberry lady, Heather Cherney. Tell us a little bit about how and why you got started with this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. It was kind of by accident. I was a working mom. Well, I still am. I'm a school counselor, and I had little kids in preschool. And for those of you who have kids in preschool, you know what that means. Like every germ known to man comes home. And
Yeah.
This mama didn't have time for that. I can't take every other day off because of boogers and because they decided to put all the toys in their mouth and, share snacks with their friends. And so I started doing some research on it. I'm a more natural-minded mama. So just started doing some research. How can I help build my kids' immune system? And how can we stay healthy? And I found Elderberry Syrups. I started making it for my family. I had some moms over and we made it together. People started asking if I sold it. And I really didn't have any intention of selling it. But I started selling it, in little mason jars to my family and friends. Maybe some of you in MOMnation are from my mason jar days when I tied little tags on them. So I've come a long way since those days. But you know what? The word of mouth, they told their friends. And so I started getting more and more orders and realized I need to go get this legit. I need to get licensed and not just do this out of my home. There's a need for it. There's a want for it. So I did, and I went on this amazing journey, this crazy journey with the health department and the FDA and finding a commercial kitchen and figuring out licensing and insurance, which is not an easy feat when you are selling a food product.
Right.
So I went to food science school. I know about pH and temperature fills and all sorts of those things, which is not my background at all. But I really wanted to serve my customers, do it legitimately and licensed. And if you've bought from me in the last year or so, you know the new name and the new logo and everything like that. People started calling me the Elderberry Lady, and that's where my name came from. It was not self-given. That's what everyone called me. And so it's been super fun just to figure this out. It's been a little bit stressful too to figure out how to legitimize my business and just bring health and wellness to those all over my local community and now nationwide.
I love it. You're such a badass because you went through all of that while still maintaining a full-time job. You're a wife, you're still a mom, still dealing with all of that stuff. And did you go through, because I know you just reformulated and you did that in 2020, right?
I did. So 2020 was a big growth year for our business. We went into a new commercial kitchen and we actually got certification for the product to be shelf stable. So if you've bought local before or anything like that, usually you do have to refrigerate it, but now you have the option of refrigerating just after you open it, kind of like condiments that you buy at the store, which is where that food science school came in. I had to learn how to do that so it's safe for you guys. Actually had people come and watch me make it step by step, take pictures, health department with clipboards. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but it is shelf stable so I can ship all around the country. It also just has a longer shelf life. So you can, especially if you're not local and you want to come pick up, you can pick up a couple, get you through the season. So you don't have to drive and pick up every month or two there. So that was a big step in our business in 2020. Lots of investment of time and research and everything like that to make the product a little bit more usable and user-friendly for everybody.
It's awesome. I have to tell you, because you were at the last MOMnation market and I was able to stock up. And now my cabinet has, I've got one in the fridge that's open because we take this every day. And then I've got two in the cabinet that are ready to go. If somebody does happen to get sick, hasn't happened yet, knock on wood, but if somebody does happen to get sick, then I know I have a full bottle ready to go, which it's helpful when you're working and, you're homeschooling and doing all that stuff. That's
Yes,
awesome.
2020 has brought a lot of unique challenges.
It sure has. It sure has. And we have overcome them. And I think that is awesome, super phenomenal, especially, in your situation. I can't believe you went through all of that in 2020.
Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And sometimes you just got to capitalize on that opportunity when it comes, even if it's in the middle of crazy.
True that. True that. So help our audience understand, for those who might just be being introduced to elderberry syrup for the first time, why do people take it?
So elderberry syrup is most widely used, or elderberry in general is most widely used for cold and flu prevention and relief. So that's what you're going to see when you see those commercials, on Nick Jr. when your kids are watching and so forth. So that's how it's most widely used. Has a lot of great health benefits beyond that most people are not as aware of. It helps with sinus infections. It's really high in antioxidants, helps regulate blood sugar. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. It eases allergies. So there's a lot of great benefits to it. It's a super berry. It's an ancient remedy. So elderberry is something that's been used for thousands of years. And that's kind of making its way back. And you can find it at the stores. So some of you guys have probably bought gummies or elderberry syrup at Sprouts or Walmart or something like that. But homemade is a little bit different in that there's no extra fillers in it. So the ingredients that I use, of course, the elderberry, cinnamon, clove, ginger, fresh orange, and fresh lemon. And then I sweeten it up with raw honey. So everything that's inside my product are things that and you likely widely use. Whereas when you pick up the store-bought ones, they have a few extra ingredients like that extra sugar, some thickeners and things like that. As they formulate their product. So it's nice to know that, what you see is what you get. You can read everything in here. I make all my product personally, so I know exactly how this is made and exactly what's in it, that quality control, everything is made by me, which is cool too. And then we don't use any sugars. That raw honey is so good for you in and of itself. And that's the only thing we use to sweeten it up. We don't use extra refined sugar like many of the products on the store shelves. Also, it's a lot more expensive to buy at the store. Have you ever checked it out at the store, Katie?
I did. We went, where do we go? We went on a Disney cruise, and I wasn't sure if I could take my liquid because, we were flying and everything. And so I thought, well, when we land, I'll go to Sprouts or something like that and see if I can get some gummies or something that we can take on the boat. And I did.
Yeah, I was just at, and I sometimes post videos when I'm at the store on my social media pages, but this is a 16-ounce bottle. This is the only size that I sell, but most of the time at the store, you're going to find 4 or 8-ounce bottles. So half or a quarter of this. The 8-ounce bottle that has all the sugar and the additives in it was $28. $28. And so I always tell people it's cheaper. Not only is it better ingredients, but it's cheaper to buy it local.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. And honestly, yours, because we'll make the gummies too out of your syrup, and we can talk about that in a second, but yours tastes so much better. And those gummies that I got actually had sugar. I could see it, like crystals on the outside. And I'm thinking to myself, like, my kid doesn't need that. He doesn't need extra sugar. It's hard enough.
They get enough sugar.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, totally feel you there. And the price point was definitely up there. I was actually pretty surprised. So what's the science of it? Can we get into that at all? Like, why does elderberry work?
So it's that natural antioxidant. So it's when you're talking about natural things, your body doesn't necessarily need all those extra things that you're being sold. So often the foods that you eat, and we can get into natural discussions and so forth, but those remedies and the foods that you eat, that's what fuels our body. So when you're giving it things like vitamin C that's out of food, as opposed to a supplement of vitamin C, which there's nothing wrong with supplementing with vitamin C, but your body absorbs the nutrients in your food much better than they're going to absorb a man-made supplement. So that's why it's really important, not only with elderberry, but with all your food, to find those vitamins and those nutrients that are naturally in your food, because that's how your body uses them. That's how we were created. And so that's why I was so intrigued with elderberry, because it had so many great natural properties. Like, it already is super high in vitamin C. It's one of the highest things that you can take in vitamin C, vitamin A. It has more antioxidants than blueberries, which we know blueberries are really high in antioxidants and so forth.
Right.
So it's just jam-packed full of all those things in this little super berry. And so I love ancient remedies. I love to research and things like that, because sometimes I think we forget that before we were around thousands of years, people were exploring the land and what was available to them and finding these great solutions, and elderberry just happens to be one of those.
That's awesome. And I love the taste of it. It tastes so good.
That's what everybody says when I go to markets and I, offer a sample. They're like, "Oh no, we've had it." I was like, "But you haven't had mine." And
Right.
So I always say, just give it a shot, because it does taste very different than what you find in the stores. And also the texture is very different. So you'll see it's more of a liquid as opposed to that syrupy consistency, because I don't add a thickener to it. And my customers like this consistency better. You take it kind of like a little bit of juice, as opposed to kind of that thick syrup that gets stuck in a medicine cup and in your throat.
I much prefer the liquid. So I'm so glad that you did that. What about your DIY options if we wanted to have a little fun with the kiddies?
Absolutely. So I know some of you are DIYers. What I find around December like this, not as many people are willing to DIY this time of year because we're all so busy. But I do have DIY options. So I have a little kit here. So you'll see these are the elderberries. They're dried. All the spices are right in there. And you can actually make your own elderberry syrup. And so there's two reasons people choose to go this route instead of the one that I make for you. This one you'll sweeten up yourself. So you have a little bit more latitude as to how much sugar. So maybe if you're on a special diet like keto, or maybe you have a baby that's under a year and can't have honey, or maybe you have just specific allergies in your home and need to have a little more control about how things are made, this is a great option. This packet will make you about a quart, which is double this. You just have to make it yourself and you have to sweeten it yourself. So some of the other options that people like to use are organic maple syrup, organic agave syrup. If you're vegan and don't do honey, this is another great option to keep it vegan for you. All the instructions are right here on the back. Probably can't see them super clearly, but also on my website, I have a little tutorial video where you can watch me make it. If you're a visual learner, want to see how it's done, you can see that on my website. Website is elderberryladyaz.com. So all my products are there, and I do have videos for my DIY here. And then for the kiddos, I have a gummy kit. So you can
That's so much fun.
make your own gummies. So the gummies that you're going to make are going to be quite a bit different than the ones that you buy because they are not shelf stable. So once you make them, you'll actually put them in the refrigerator and use them. So in the kit, so you would add this kit on to either a DIY kit or a bottle of syrup. And it has the gelatin here to do that. It has your nice little mold here, and then all the instructions on how to make those gummies. So this is fun. I like doing this with my daughter. I have a 4-year-old, and so sometimes we'll do this. It can get a little messy if you've got a 4-year-old helping you, but what cooking doesn't.
Or a 6-year-old, just saying.
Oh, that's true. I got a 7-year-old too. You know, they're helping, but it's fun. Sometimes I find that when my kids help me, they're more willing to eat or take ownership and
participate
when they get to participate. So this is fun. This actually makes about 200 gummies, so you can kind of make 30 or 50 at a time going through, and then you have that mold, so you just need kind of a gelatin refill to turn that in. So these are some fun holiday projects. If the kids are home from school, you need something to do and you want to keep them healthy for Christmas, we got some DIY options there.
Yeah, that would make a really cute stocking stuffer. What a great idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For your natural minded friends.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Well, cool. Where would our audience members find you if they would like to connect?
So there's a lot of. I am located in Gilbert, Arizona, so that's where I'm physically located. But you don't have to be near me to get products here. So elderberryladyaz.com again is my website, and you can order products both for local pickup and for shipping. So I have a nice little pickup station on my porch where when you order online, you choose local pickup, you give me an approximate day and time, and you just come grab your order right off my porch. I know that's what Katie does when she orders. You don't have to commit to a very specific time and things like that, which makes it really nice to when you're out running errands, just come by and grab it. Also, you can pay cash when you pick up. You can pay online with credit card. Pay Venmo. So I give you a lot of options there, but then we do ship all around the country. So if you want to send one to grandma back east, or maybe you will be traveling and you want to send one over there, someone's waiting for you when you get to your destination. I've had a couple of people doing that as well. I'm also out and about at markets locally. So I just started doing Gilbert Farmers Market. So I'm in downtown. I'm there every other weekend. I'll be there on December 19th as well as January 2nd. Those are my next 2 dates coming up. So come and check out some of the local vendors at the Gilbert Farmers Market, and you can pick up your elderberry there. I do Agritopia Market out here in Gilbert the second Wednesday of each month. I do Made with Love in Santan Mall a couple times a month as well. And I'll also be at Queen Creek Family Market this Saturday. You'll see one of my friends working that market this Saturday up here at the Queen Creek Library. So if you're out and about, need to pick up some of those holiday gifts, you can come and grab your elderberry at the same time.
That's awesome and good to know. I love all of those markets that you just mentioned,
Right.
especially the Gilbert Farmers Market. It is so cool. And yeah, totally agree. I mean, you can totally pick up all of your last minute gifts, and it's so nice to be able to support local. And, there's people that hand make things and all that there. So it's a cool place to shop. All right.
Absolutely. And I do post on my social media, and if you're on my email list as well, kind of where is the Elderberry Lady? I'm in South Gilbert, so sometimes when people are more toward downtown, they don't want to drive out here to South Gilbert, and just so they know where I'm at, where they can pick it up locally. I forgot to mention, do offer a subscription service.
Ooh, that's right.
So we launched that a couple of months ago. You do get a discount. So my pint is $23, but my subscribers get it for $20. Both still a lot cheaper than what you're going to find in the stores. But the subscribers, so that you can pick up and subscribe. There's a delivery. I have 3 delivery zones, or I can do shipment for my subscribers. So there is a Google form on my website. You can sign up. I do bill just once a month. So you got to get in by the 25th. And then you'll see kind of when the delivery is based on the zone where you live. Or I do ship at the first of the month. So that's a great way if you don't want to, like Katie said, you don't want to run out and realize, I need it like yesterday.
Right.
So that is a great way to get it right on your doorstep, or it's available for pickup each month, and you save a little bit of money. So
that's awesome. So there are many different ways to get your health on.
Absolutely. We want to try to make it easy for you.
Right. And that's all we need, us busy moms, especially this time of year in this year,
Absolutely. Who doesn't need, that's what I will say, who doesn't need a little extra immune booster, right? I think we always do, but just in the times that we're living in, the time of year that we're in, Christmas and the holidays bring on some extra stress on our body, which naturally lowers your immune system. So we got to do whatever we can to give it that fighting chance. And this is how we do it.
Yeah. And all of the goodies that we choose to eat during the Christmas season lowers your immune system too. I mean, those cakes and cookies smell really good, taste really good, but your body's kind of lowers your immune system for a certain amount of time per cup of sugar or whatever it is, or whatever. I don't remember what the actual measurement is, but your your immune system is lowered for X amount of time, after
so
each
eat some
one.
broccoli with those cookies.
Yeah, right? Yum. Maybe I'll just make broccoli cookies. Does that work? All right, Elderberry lady. Well, it was awesome catching up with you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Stay safe this holiday season, everyone.
You too. Bye.